All right, welcome back. The Midwest is known for their meat and dairy, of course, but there's a growing interest across the U.S. in vegan food. Whether it's plant-based burgers or oat milk, grocery stores and restaurants are taking some notice. In the month of August, restaurants across the Twin Cities are putting their plant-based dishes to the test through the Vegan Chef Challenge. This morning, we're joined by organizer Abby Fiola, Jason Dorweiler from Tori Ramen, and Kirsten Wiegman from Reverie Cafe and Bar. Good morning to the three of you. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Abby, let's start with you. You say vegan, and people are like, okay, what's vegan? Or we're not eating meat. We're not eating this. What are we narrowing it down to?
Yeah, so vegan foods are based entirely on plant products like grains, beans, veggies, fruits. It excludes products that are made from animals or animal products. So vegan means excluding meat, dairy, and egg.
Okay.
And any other animal product like that.
So it excludes stuff like honey and stuff too, correct?
Yes, as well.
Okay, so you just take the animal away and you get whatever's left, essentially.
Yep, you get all the plants.
Okay, so why this big push of vegan? Obviously, there's some folks that do it, by choice. Because they don't want to mess with animals. They want natural products. But there are others that have some allergies. So why the big push all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think it's not all of a sudden. I think it's a really long building movement and realization of the benefits as well.
Okay.
And I will say that every individual has a different reason for eating the way they do. I think it can come from concerns about animals, concerns about the environmental impact, and as well as concerns about how our current consumption impacts our health. So I think every individual has a different combination of those motivations, and it's having such a moment because we're looking for new ways to better our health, decrease our impact on the environment, and to be better to animals.
And honestly, and this is my personal opinion, I think vegan has come a long way. Like, I feel like maybe 10 or 15 years ago, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, 10 or 15 years ago, you'd say vegan and people are like, ooh, that must not taste very good. But you say vegan now, and it's like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, I like this. Give us kind of an overview, like getting into where this like chef challenge came from. It's like, ooh, let's make this as delicious as possible.
Yeah. Like one recent poll showed that people are very interested in vegan food, but they might think it's not tasty if you're not familiar with how to make great vegan food. So this challenge, in addition to being a great way for everybody to just try new food and support local restaurants, also just helps us show how to, cook in very beneficial ways that are also really delicious, as these two dishes are.
Yeah, yeah. And chefs, what goes into the vegan process? I mean, is it any different than any other cooking? You're just limited on ingredients? Like, walk us through, like, coordinating the menu, so to speak.
For sure. I feel like Jason should answer this.
Well, I mean, for me, I think it's based on seasonality and just it focuses you to be more creative when you're creating a dish, especially, because you have to rethink what you think about food, and cooking vegan food just forces that creativity out of you. It kind of shows you what you're made of.
How do you keep it well balanced? Because as somebody that's maybe solely vegan, it's like, okay, well, where do you get your protein? Like, how does that work?
Protein
Where's the protein come from?
In anything, really. Like, for example, my dish has pumpkin seeds, pumpkin in it. Everything has a little bit of protein, so if you add all of that up, you get your source of protein right there.
For sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I just learned something new right there. But very good. Obviously, you both brought dishes. Walk us through the two dishes. Jason, this is yours, correct?
Yes, it's a birria. Birria is typically a meat stew. So again, when I was talking about forcing to be creative, you have to substitute things in. With this birria, it's a soup based off of peppers, local produce. All of this can be found at the Hmong Farmers.
I'm trying not to stuff my face too full so I can still talk.
The Hmong Town Marketplace. Everything about that dish.
Dear Lord,
so when I say seasonality, it's using the vegetables at the highlight of their prime.
And it's got a little kick to it. What's the kick?
Yeah, those are the chili peppers in there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's based off 3 different kinds of dried chili peppers.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Kirsten, explain yours.
So we've got a carbonara arancini. This is typically like a Sicilian street dish that's made from leftover risotto and formed into little fried balls.
Cool.
So historically or typically this would be made with pork rendering, and our dish is made with the rendering from a in-house shiitake bacon that we make.
Ooh.
So we use the oil rendered from making the bacon to make the carbonara balls. And then we've got a lemon and herb dressed frisee, an arugula salad, and then, of course, the tomato dipping.
I'm going to get to that because let's be honest, I'm going to shovel that into my mouth and won't be able to talk. So I'm going to try that here in a second. Chefs, any advice for people that are looking to either go full vegan at home, cook some of this stuff at home, or want to dabble in some vegan cooking? Any advice to just give them the where do I start?
Well, I feel like there are so many resources out there now. Like you said, 10, 15 years ago, there really weren't a lot of tools or opportunities. And for sure, this movement's been building, but the advent of the internet and recipes
Gotta love the
online,
Googles.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of can't go wrong. Plus, there's so many plant-based foods and options in the grocery stores now. So I feel like just giving yourself a lot of leeway, being patient with yourself, and giving it a whirl, you'll eventually be able to cook just as well as all of us can.
Name your favorite vegan ingredient.
Oh.
That's a hard one.
I feel like currently my favorite dish is the birria.
Oh, really? This one?
Yes, I had it the other night, and I'm totally enamored
Not
of
even
it.
your own dish, someone else's.
I mean, I love Jason's food. Love Jason's food. This dish was fantastic, but yeah, I've been out trying all these different plant-based foods for the challenge and really enjoying it. But ingredient, I don't know.
That's hard. It's
Everything.
whatever's growing.
Yeah.
I'd just say for non-vegan eaters, just keep an open mind. Try it.
Yeah.
That's
Try
how
it,
you
see
get into it.
if it works. If it doesn't
simple
work,
as that,
next.
Yeah.
Try the next thing.
And
The challenge
ask for
is-
help, right?
Yeah, and the challenge has a whole bunch of dishes. It's open for all local diners to vote. So whether you're vegan, totally not vegan, curious, you can visit all the participant restaurants, including Reverie Cafe and Bar and Tori Ramen. Try their dishes, dine out there, and then you can go online to vote.
Awesome. Well, Abby, Jason, and Kirsten, thank you very much. We appreciate
very
it. Good
much.
luck to the three of you. If you'd like to explore some of the dishes in restaurants, obviously, you just heard it from Abby. Yes. You can go to TC Vegan Chef Challenge on Instagram. I can read at some point, I think. Kelly, let's send it over to you, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, you just had food on the mind. That we get it. It's okay.
Well,